Tonight on the news at 6, fiery moments on the interstate this morning. What led up to the crash? Then CBD products banned in one East Alabama city. What consequences the businesses that continue to sell them will face. And Halloween is just around the corner. How much money Americans plan to spend on spooky season.
Live, streaming, and on the ABC 3340 app. This is ABC 3340 News at 6.
We are taking a live look from outside our sky cam over Birmingham tonight. It was a sunny Saturday in central Alabama. Good evening. I'm Megan Scarano. Meteorologist Evan Chikvera is with us tonight. Evan, I am liking how our temperatures are feeling recently.
I loved it, Megan. You have a little bit of everything. You got the cool, crisp mornings, so for you cool weather fans, but then our afternoons have been in the upper 70s, 80s like today. We're just now starting to see these temperatures drop a good bit. 79 now in Pell City, 76 at that camera there at Birmingham, still 80 in Reform, 81 in Utah. Those areas further west, seeing a little bit later sunset. Your evening planner, whatever you might be doing here the next couple of hours. If you're getting ready to grill out, if you're going to go for a walk, if your football team maybe didn't do as good as you thought and you need to walk it off, weather looks great. Temperatures will be falling through the 70s into the upper 60s here the next few hours. Early tomorrow morning, early church services if you like to get up and run, whatever you might be doing, tend to the yard. Temperatures early on, once again, cool, crisp, a little bit warmer than this morning. We won't have any 40s out there, but we will have 50s warming into the 60s. So the warmest day over easily the next 7, maybe 10 plus days will be tomorrow. If you like warm weather, get outside tomorrow. We'll have mid to even upper 80s. We'll talk about that. Then a cold front comes through here on Monday, and we're going to experience some of the coolest air that we've had since April. We'll have a look back at the last time our temperatures dropped to 40 degrees. We'll talk about that in the rest of your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
One person was transported to the emergency room following a fiery crash on I-59 this morning. A car collided with a box truck, resulting in the flames. No word on the patient's condition. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. The Birmingham Police Department wants your help in finding a runaway teenager. 16-year-old Julius Price was last seen on September 29th in the 4200 block of 2nd Avenue S. BPD says he may be living with a condition that affects his judgment. Anyone with any information is asked to call the Birmingham Police Department. We now know the name of a victim in Friday night's shooting in Inslee. The Birmingham Police Department says Kerry Prim walked outside of his home to talk to a family member when the suspect drove up and shot him during a verbal altercation. He died on the scene. This happened in the 1800 block of 31st Street in Inslee. No one is in custody. And no one is in custody for a homicide in Eastlake. This also happened on Friday on 4th Avenue North. Police believe a man was shot during an argument. 6 people are now in custody following a drug bust in Shelby County. Investigators say search warrants were executed at neighboring homes in Columbiana. 5 of the 6 suspects faced charge enhancements as both residences are within 3 miles of a school. The suspects' charges range from trafficking fentanyl to possession of drug paraphernalia. The Birmingham Police Department has released their crime stats for this week. According to BPD, there has been a 9.2% decrease in total violent crimes from this time last year and a 12.5% decrease in property crimes since 2023. The Birmingham Police Department also says they've recovered 31 firearms for the week starting on October 7th. The city of Lincoln is enforcing a new ordinance aimed at restricting the sale of products containing CBD, Delta 8, and Delta 9 within city limits. It was passed in September, but there was a 30-day period for businesses to get prepared. ABC 3340's Aaron Wise explains city leaders say the ordinance was put into place to protect citizens and especially children.
Any product that is THC/CBD driven that violates federal or state law or any governmental regulation currently, any product that is targeting children. You see things in the store like ice cream cake, candy, Skittles, things of that nature.
Penalties for businesses not complying with the City of Lincoln's new ordinance range from seizing products and temporary business license suspension to fines and criminal prosecution. Cannabis plants and derivatives containing less than 0.3% of THC are not considered a controlled substance under the 2018 Federal Farm Act. Deputy Chief Neil Fettner explains the problem is
Anything that's greater than 0.3 is deemed marijuana. So a lot of these products, most of these products, when you test them, they all test greater than 0.3%. Some have synthetic drugs in them.
In 2022, the Food and Drug Administration expressed concerns with the lack of consistency in Delta 8 product formulation, product labeling, and the process used to make Delta 8.
When do we say that it's not welcome in our community because we don't know what it's doing to our citizens?
Lincoln Fire Chief Joshua Vincent recalls an incident involving 3 teenagers in the community who'd taken a store-bought gummy and needed medical attention after.
I'm just saying that this stuff should not look like candy where we've got children that are accidentally taking it and not knowing what they're getting a hold of. And on our side, we don't know how to treat it because we don't know exactly what's in it.
Without an outright ban of products containing CBD, Delta 8 and Delta 9 at the state level, I asked Lincoln Councilman Joey Callahan if there had been consideration for lawsuits the city could face.
That's one of the things we had to come, to terms with. Were we going to move forward with this and take the chance that there could be possible lawsuits filed? And we felt that, the children, our community health, is worth the battle, if that's what it comes to.
In Lincoln, Aaron Wise, ABC 3340 News.
The city used various state and federal code in the new ordinance. Lincoln city leaders hope their local action causes action at the state level. Alabama power crews are arriving in Florida today to help residents who are still in the dark after Hurricane Milton. More than 2 million homes and businesses are still without power. State and federal workers were deployed before the storm hit. However, many customers may be in the dark for days following the powerful hurricane. And at least 16 people are dead after Hurricane Milton tore its way across Florida. Here's ABC's Ike Ajachi with a look at some of the recovery efforts in the wake of the devastating storm.
Hurricane Milton leaving behind a path of destruction after making landfall late Wednesday along Florida's Gulf Coast. Hillsborough County Sheriff says areas that never flooded before are now underwater.
People were evacuated here. We had assisted living facility, elderly disabled individuals that were sent to North Tampa only to be sitting in their wheelchairs with water up to their neck.
ABC's Jacqueline Lee got a first-hand look at some of the flooding.
Rescuers say this water will not recede anytime soon, and there's also huge danger. Not only are there downed power lines, but there's also snakes and alligators in the water.
At least 1 million customers are still without power as crews work to restore service. Long lines of cars waiting for gas. Several fuel depots have been set up in hard-hit areas to provide residents with 10 gallons of gas.
We still have over 1 million gallons of regular fuel that are on hand in the state. And these are going to be used at these fuel depots primarily until the entire fuel situation is resolved.
Milton also sparked numerous tornadoes. This home security video shows the moment one blew out the window of this home in Palm Beach County. Further north, in the Spanish Lakes Country Club community, an entire row of homes destroyed. At least 5 people there killed. These back-to-back major hurricanes over the span of 2 weeks put 6 states under emergency disaster declarations. Now, FEMA Director Deanne Criswell is sounding the alarm, saying FEMA has enough money to support the immediate needs for everyone impacted by Helene and Milton, but that the eventual need for supplemental funding from Congress is, quote, just a matter of when. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
The Gadsden and Etowah County Emergency Management Agency is helping hurricane relief efforts. They are accepting donations to help victims caught in Hurricanes Helene and Milton. The agency needs water, gallon jugs, charcoal and grills, baby and feminine products, gas and generators. You can drop off donations to the Gadsden Etowah EMA Center as well as the Southside Baptist Church. And if you're looking to help communities recovering from the 2 hurricanes, ABC 3340 is partnering with the Salvation Army and our parent company Sinclair to assist with these relief efforts. Viewers like you have helped raise more than $300,000 in the Sinclair Cares Hurricane Relief Campaign. Sinclair is also donating $50,000. To make a donation, go to sinclaircares.com or scan the QR code right here on your screen. New video out of Chechnya shows the moment a fuel station explodes, sending a fuel tank flying past people nearby. 4 people, including 2 children, were killed in the explosion in Russia. The circumstances of the blast are still under investigation. The IRS says it is making progress on backlogged pandemic-era tax credit claims from businesses. And hundreds of thousands of business owners should start getting the aid soon. The IRS says processing is underway on about 400,000 of the employee retention credit claims, worth about $10 billion. If interest rates go down, so should mortgage rates. That's what many people expected after the Fed lowered rates 50 basis points last month. But that hasn't been the case. Actually, the opposite. ABC 3340's Jeff Harris spoke with the experts to find out why.
A finance expert tells me the biggest reason rates have gone up instead of down since the Fed made that cut last month is because the economy is strong. According to data from Mortgage Daily News, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate has jumped about 47 basis points since the Fed rate cut in September last month to right around 6.62%. I'm told a few reasons for this increase is because the 10-year Treasury yield, along with longer-term rates, have both gone up, and the most recent jobs report shows the economy is steady.
And what's happened recently, I think, has more to do with the jobs report last week. Generally, when the economy's strong, and it was a pretty strong report, interest rates go up. And when the economy's strong, there's a lot of borrowing and investing, and that tends to bid rates up.
Looking ahead, market expectations are for 2 more rate cuts this year, each projected to be 25 basis points. But whether that will lower mortgage rates is still yet to be seen. Another thing experts say to pay attention to is the October jobs report that gets released next month. If the economy continues to show strength, mortgage rates might not improve. I'm Jeff Harris reporting from Washington.
Well, if you're in the market for a vacation, airfares to some of the world's most gorgeous beaches are now a lot cheaper. The location that came out on top was Nice, France. Ticket prices to the city fell by 27% in the first half of the year. And if you want to travel a little bit closer to home, then head to St. Lucia or Barbados. Prices to those locations dropped by nearly 25%. Halloween spending is expected to reach $11.6 billion in the U.S. this year. Last year, a record-setting $12.2 billion was spent on Halloween. Consumers are expected to spend an average of about $103.63 per person. This year, some big box retailers started selling Halloween merchandise as early as June. Well, meteorologist Evan Chikvera joins us now. Evan, it's kind of hard to believe that Halloween is just a few weeks away, but the temperatures are finally starting to feel like it.
I like when it lines up. When it's like warm on Halloween or really any of these holidays we get into the fall, it just doesn't feel right. So, Halloween, 19 days away. It feels like just yesterday this was like 50 days away, but we're coming up on it quick. Decorations everywhere. Temperatures are starting to agree with this time of year, and Thanksgiving and Christmas threw that in there for the heck of it, 47 and 74 days away, respectively. How about this? Just gorgeous. This is over Tuscaloosa. The sun just now setting, so these temperatures on the way down. Here's where we go tonight, 50 to 57 in most spots. Clear, pleasant, not as cool. Keep a running look at the lows for the past couple of days, and we've been in the 40s for the last couple of mornings in a lot of places. We'll be slightly warmer tomorrow, but again, a nice crisp start to the day. We might even see some upper 40s here in Etowah or Cherokee County, but the majority of us probably in the 50s to start the day. So if you head out early and you layer up, do the layers because the afternoon is going to be much warmer. We'll have mostly sunny skies. Temperatures in some cases will be in the mid to upper 80s. In fact, take a look at these are high temperatures or forecast high temperatures at about 3 o'clock tomorrow. 85 in Talladega, 86 in Birmingham, 88 in Tuscaloosa. We're able to see these big diurnal temperature swings because there's been no rain. When there's no water in the ground, you see big fluctuations between day and night, and that's exactly what we have. We're also going to have a much cooler air mass working its way in here. So let's go to 3 o'clock on Monday. Look at our highs in the northern part of the state. Huntsville, 70, compared to Montgomery at 86. There's clearly some sort of a boundary there, so that sinks south. By Tuesday morning, we start to see 40s infiltrate the northern half of the state. Tuesday afternoon, highs probably in the upper 60s to right near 70. Again, look at the difference. Dothan, 80, Mobile, 88, Birmingham, 72. Again, this front continues to push south. By Wednesday morning, I think we could see some 40s, below 45 for sure, and we might even see some upper 30s in a few spots. By Wednesday afternoon, how about highs in the 60s? Like 2 weeks ago, a low in the 60s was great. Now we're talking highs in the 60s, so it does happen fast. October is a big transitional month for us, and we are likely to see the coolest air since back in April here the next couple of days. In fact, I went ahead and grabbed some numbers. I love my numbers. I look back at Anniston, Gadsden, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Winfield, and Cullman. The last time we were below 45 degrees, so 45 or cooler, you got to go back to a cool snap that happened back April 23rd and 24th. And in all of those instances, our temperatures were between about 37 and 42 degrees. And there will be the potential for a few locations to dip into the upper 30s. Despite the fact that we're getting cooler, we're still in tropical season. The good news is the tropics look fairly quiet with just one area to watch, 30% chance of development here over the next 7 days. And again, this is well out in the Atlantic, does not pose any immediate threat to land. So let's go to our 7-day here, and again, it's very straightforward. The biggest changes we'll see will be in terms of temperatures. Expect those out the door morning lows to be very chilly. This is abrupt. We get used to the 40s, but very similar to the first day of 90 degrees in the summer. When we hit 40s, like right around 40, 42, that's going to be cold. So plan ahead for that here later this week.
Well, heads up to fans of Crocs. They will soon be selling their iconic clogs for your dogs. The footwear company is introducing Pet Crocs later this month. It's part of their annual Croctober campaign, which includes the release of the fan-inspired product. They will be available on October 23rd. Matching classic clogs for humans will also be available that same day, in case you're interested. This week's Alabama champion is working to help others beat breast cancer. Beth Davis runs the Breast Cancer Research Foundation of Alabama, a nonprofit that provides funds to research labs across the state. Just last year, the organization invested $1.25 million. 4,500 women will be diagnosed in Alabama this year, and with the work done by the BCRFA, their chances of beating the disease are better than ever before.
Lives are definitely being extended and improved outcomes, and therapies are definitely a part of that. I'm proud of what I do.
You can help by joining a run to beat cancer. The Bolt for Breast Cancer run is Sunday, October 27th at 2 o'clock at Crestline Park in Mountain Brook. You can head to our website, abc3340.com, to sign up. A cool piece of technology was showcased during the Assistive Technology Alabama Conference. It's an adaptive gaming station to help people with physical limitations play video games. Here, Brad is demonstrating that system in action, playing a fighting game called Dive Kick with his head. It's made by Logio Tech, according to their site. The kit has large and reconfigurable buttons that can be placed individually, meaning Brad can play the games with his head, his shoulders, hands, knees, and feet. How cool. Well, we have a big opportunity for Sachs High School football in Calhoun County, and you could help them get a new multi-million-dollar football field. Sachs High School is one of the 16 finalists that are in T-Mobile's Friday Night Lights contest. You can do your part by voting for them in the contest. Voting is open now through November 12th, and a link to voting is available on our website. You can go to that story right now by scanning the QR code on your screen, and all it takes is an Instagram post like. So easy. Go vote for our local school in this national contest.